Welcome to Watch of the Week here on Caseback. This is a series of brief reviews and previews of recently introduced timepieces. It's not a commercial, so you will hear my unfiltered reaction, my unfiltered opinion, and our guest in this week is lovely Longines. As a big fan of watches like the Flagship or the Conquest, I was very excited when I saw the announcement of the Longines Silver Arrow, which should be available end of February. Again, a beauty which brings us the charm of the past with technology of today. So before we discuss where this arrow comes from, let's go over the basics. Automatic watch, pure dial layout, so hours, minutes, seconds. Stainless steel case, high polished. Case diameter is 38.5 millimeters. Lug width is 19, sort of an unpleasant tradition at Longines, but okay, I think we have to live with that, and sometimes it makes sense, but it's hard to buy good straps for that lug width. And inside ticks the Longines caliber L88.5, which is the ETA A31L11, with 21 jewels, 25,200 vibrations per hour, and a power reserve of 72 hours. Equipped with a silicone balance spring for less friction. Silver dial with only a rectangle of lume and waterproof up to 30 meters. The crystal is sapphire and the watch comes on a brown leather strap, which I don't like. More of that later. So what's the role model here? In fact, a watch from the 50s with the same name, which also already appeared in form of a reissue a few years ago. And the name Silver Arrow was the result of a survey at Longines. Goal there was to find the name for a new timepiece with an avant-garde design. This was 1955. The name was one of 450 proposals and a reference to famous sports cars like the Mercedes Silver Arrow. Similar lines you find in early aviation from the 30s upwards. Here you see a marvelous restored DC-3. I had the pleasure in 2020 to visit the Museu do Ar in Sintra, Portugal. It's in fact an Air Force base and I was so lucky to get an officer as a guide. And this gentleman let me enter the DC-3 here, which served during Operation Overlord in 1944, invasion of Normandy. This museum, by the way, was a personal highlight for me, big recommendation, but now back to the watch. I just love the pure design here. But is it really pure or puristic? At first glance, yes, but then you find all the details. Note the indices, for example. Stunning forms, and they go so well with the applied Longines logo and the dolphin hands. Or note this beveling on the dial. It doesn't jump in your side, but adds in fact so much. Traditionally, you have a nice caseback on your Longines, and so here you find an early jet plane engraved. Not so spectacular like the Flagship I have to mention here, but okay. Overall, just a gorgeous combination and so satisfying that no date spoils this crisp look. The lettering is kept to a minimum, which I also love. Longines is in a great position, I think. They have so many experiences now with this heritage line so that they can make strong decisions. A concession to modern times is the size though. The original came with 35 millimeters in diameter and this might be too radical for today. Longines had a Flagship in 35 and I can imagine that sales weren't as expected. Almost like always with Longines, I hate the strap. A proper stitching strap would fit much better in my eyes. Just dark brown with a slightly visible contrast of the stitching. But okay, this is easy to change. And on a forum I found many complaints about the price of 1,800 euros or 2,100 US dollars. This is a lot of money, but I don't see it as helplessly overpriced here. There is so much attention to detail on this piece. I can imagine that reaching this pure but also interesting look is way harder than making something loud. So as said, available end of February, and then we'll see the first examinations under real conditions. Okay, that's all for now. See you next Monday to Watch of the Week here on Caseback.